If you've ever wanted to get your paycheck or government payment straight into your Cash App balance without waiting for a bank transfer, then setting up direct deposit is one of the smartest things you can do. It turns your Cash App account into something much more powerful than just a sending and receiving tool. It becomes a full money hub where your salary, benefits, or any recurring payments can land automatically and instantly in many cases. And the best part is, the setup process is surprisingly simple once you understand exactly where to go and what to do. To begin with, you need to make sure you already have the Cash App installed and fully set up on your phone. That means your account should be verified with your name, email, phone number, and ideally your identity details if requested. Cash App uses verification to make sure your direct deposits are secure, so if you skip that part, you might not be able to access the full banking features. Once your account is ready, the next step is understanding that Cash App gives you something called a routing number and an account number. These are not random numbers. They are your personal bank details inside Cash App, and they are what employers or payment providers use to send money directly to you. Now, to find these details, you open your Cash App and go to the banking section. On most versions, you will see a $ balance screen first. From there, you look for the routing or account option. When you tap into it, Cash App will reveal your routing number and account number. This is the most important part of the whole setup because these two numbers are what you will copy and give to your employer or whoever is paying you. Once you have these details, the next step is deciding where your direct deposit is coming from. For most people, it is usually a job salary. In that case, you will need to go into your employer's payroll system. Many companies use systems like ADP, Paychecks, Workday, or internal HR portals. Inside that system, there is usually a section called Direct Deposit or Payment Information. When you open it, it will ask for your bank name, account number, and routing number. This is where you enter the details from Cash App carefully. You must double check every digit because even one wrong number can send your money to the wrong place or cause delays. After entering your Cash App banking details, you save the changes. Some employers may require a confirmation form, which you might need to submit to HR. Once that is done, your direct deposit setup is complete on the employer side. However, it is important to understand that the first deposit may take a little longer than usual. Sometimes it takes one full pay cycle for everything to activate properly. So if your first paycheck still goes to your old account, don't panic. The system is simply updating. Another important thing to understand is that Cash App Direct Deposit is not only for salaries, it can also be used for government benefits, tax refunds, unemployment payments, and even freelance income. If you are self-employed, you can simply give your Cash App routing and account number to your clients, and they can send payments directly to you just like a normal bank transfer. This makes Cash App extremely useful for people who don't want to deal with traditional banks or long processing times. Now let's talk about something people often get confused about, which is the difference between your Cash App balance and a normal bank account. Even though Cash App gives you banking details, it is still managed inside the app. That means your money arrives in your Cash App balance, and from there you can spend it, transfer it, or withdraw it. You are not opening a separate physical bank account in the traditional sense, but you are using a partnered banking system that supports your Cash App wallet. Once your direct deposit starts working, you will notice something very convenient. Some payments can arrive earlier than your official payday. This is called early direct deposit, and it happens because Cash App sometimes processes funds as soon as they receive them, instead of holding them until the exact payday. This is one of the reasons many people prefer using it for salary payments. If at any point you feel unsure whether your direct deposit is working, you can always check your Cash App Activity tab. This section shows all incoming and outgoing transactions. When your employer sends money, it will appear there with a label like Direct Deposit or the sender's company name. If you don't see anything on your expected payday, it is usually worth checking with your employer first before assuming there is a problem with Cash App. There are also a few common mistakes people make when setting up direct deposit, and avoiding them can save you a lot of stress. One of the biggest mistakes is copying the wrong routing number. Cash App may provide different routing numbers depending on your account type, so always use the one shown specifically in your banking section. Another mistake is not updating old bank details with the employer. If your salary was previously going to another account, you must make sure it is fully replaced with your Cash App details, not just added alongside it. Security is another important part of the process. Your routing and account numbers are sensitive information, so you should only share them with trusted employers or payment sources. Even though Cash App is secure, you still need to treat it like a real bank account, because anyone with those numbers can potentially send money to your account. If you ever need to stop using direct deposit on Cash App, you can go back to your employer's payroll settings and change the banking details back to your original bank account. You can also update it to a different account if needed. Cash App does not lock you into using their system permanently, which gives you flexibility. Another useful tip is linking direct deposit with budgeting. Since your salary lands directly in your Cash App, you can instantly split your money into savings, spending, and transfers. This makes it easier to manage money without waiting for it to pass through multiple banks. Many users also combine direct deposit with Cash App savings or investment features if available in their region, which helps them grow their money automatically. Sometimes users experience delays and assume something is wrong. But in most cases, delays are caused by payroll timing rather than Cash App itself. Employers typically send payroll in batches, and your bank processes it once it arrives. So if there is ever a delay, checking with HR is always the first step before worrying. It is also worth mentioning that once direct deposit is fully active, you can often get your paycheck faster than traditional banks. This is because digital-first systems like Cash App are designed for instant or near-instant processing. That speed is one of the biggest reasons people switch from traditional banking to mobile-first financial apps. At the end of the day, setting up direct deposit on Cash App is about simplifying your financial life. Instead of waiting for checks, going to the bank, or dealing with transfer delays, everything comes straight into one place you control from your phone. Once you complete the setup, the process becomes completely automatic. You don't need to do anything else each payday. Your money just arrives. So whether you are a full-time employee, a freelancer, or someone receiving government payments, using direct deposit through Cash App can make your financial routine smoother, faster, and more convenient. Once it's set up correctly, it quietly does its job in the background, while you focus on everything else in your life, knowing your money will always land where it should, right on time.